Hi guys, welcome to this next video in the MaxTAF series. In this video we're going to be going through the MaxTAF script editor. So the important thing to say is, as you can see, it looks exactly the same as any script editor you would expect in an IDE such as Eclipse or IntelliJ. Actually, it's based off of the technology Monaco, which is a cloud derivation of Visual Studio Code. So any Visual Studio Code users out there will know exactly what you can do with this, and will be very familiar with this layout. So the way that we got to this screen is if we go to our cases menu here and we just click on this search. This is this test. This is a Google search test, a very basic one. We just click on the script tab, and here we are. Here we can edit any of this script live within the browser. We don't need any additional IDE to actually make this work. So if we just run this test to start off with, let's just see what it's going to do. So as you can see, a side-by-side view will come up when we're editing our script, and that's really useful for actually seeing what your tests are doing very responsively. So you don't need to keep flipping between different windows to check from your IDE to your browser, for example, to check what your test is doing. Everything's provided in one convenient window. So as you saw, this test has passed and completed within 6 seconds, which is actually very quick. So because it takes a little bit of time for our live viewing to actually kick in, maybe we want to add a sleep at the beginning of the test so that we can see what's going on. As you'll see here, we get suggestions for our scripting. Now this is really powerful and allows us to build up scripts very easily. So if I just do this, press tab, then dot, and it's going to suggest me sleep already in milliseconds. Let's just add maybe 2 seconds to the script. Okay, that's all we need to do. So if I press compile and then I press run, as you can see, it's waiting a little bit before it starts the test, and now we can see even more of the test. Usually 2 seconds is all you need for this feature. Okay, so the next thing we might want to add to any sort of test is a basic assert, maybe some text is present or something like that. I think I'll choose a title of our Google search page, for example. So all we need to do is start typing in assert. It's going to give us suggestions, dot. We know that this is actually what we want, so now we've got expected versus actual. We might want to get driver dot get title. That's what we want. Brilliant. And now all we need to do is know what we want to assert. So the thing that we want to assert, I'm fairly sure, is this. I've got it copied and pasted, and that should be the title. So this should be a test case that compiles. Let's just see that passes. Let's just see what happens when I press compile. Okay, all as expected. And it's passed. So we know that the title of the page is Hello World-Google Search. Now let's just see what happens if we want to introduce a quick failure, a negative test potentially. Just do that, click run. And it's going to do it. Yada, yada, yada. And we'll see whether it has passed or not, and actually it's failed. So MaxTAF can actually help quite a lot with where the failure is. So we get this, we have a failure message, expected this but was this, so that's exactly what we were expecting. Gives you a stack trace of the failure. And actually if we click on this link here, we click on line 47, it'll actually show us, highlight in the script exactly where the error is so that we can start working on that. So that's a cool feature of MaxTAF. So yeah, that's the MaxTAF script editor from the top down. As I say, you can do all sorts of things that you would expect from a normal script editor in an IDE. If you right click, you'll actually get even more options for different things, some substantial things just from this menu. You can format your code, for example, using our editor, using this right click feature, format document. You can do global search and replaces, all sorts of things. But that's actually not it. If you either press F1 or press this button command palette, here is the entire list of all sorts of things you can do. As you see, you've got cut, copy with syntax highlighting, You've got various fold features and so on. So as you can see, there's lots of short keys associated with those as well. So in general, basically, it's worth it to have a play around with MaxTAF, see what works for you, what sort of tools you use, learn those short keys, and basically become a MaxTAF whiz. So yeah, that's our video for our script editor. And the best thing to do is to go and play around with it. You don't need to use an IDE or anything like that. You can simply script your tests within the application.